Unmute myself. Ha! So here we are on another episode of What the Dragons Want to Tell Us on a weekly by weekly basis. And as we are in the middle of July, and July is all about shedding and getting rid of and releasing what the ego patterns are going on, I've got an amazing story to tell you that really kind of rocked my world this week. We are also here to highlight the fact that this is still Year of the Snake and we're still shedding, we're still releasing, and we're still letting go of so much stuff. And that is the whole reason for us being here and going through this next evolution of who we are. Um, the theme this week, as the dragons are showing me, is still all about surrender. How do we allow and navigate all of this through so that we can surrender over to something that's far bigger than us? We were not meant to be the ones trying to do absolutely everything ourselves because there's just no way, there's absolutely no way you can do everything yourself. And the story that I've got to tell you this week is going to highlight that. Um, so I'm hearing a lot of stories at the moment from some of my clients and people that I'm in touch with about illnesses that doctors can't get to the grips of, get to the bottom of. There's nothing wrong with you, but they've still got this block, or they've still got this feeling, or they've still got this ache and pain, or they've still got this isn't illness. Same thing with people's businesses, like I am doing everything right. What on earth can I do to make this any different? We have to understand. Oh, got something in my eye. You have to understand that this is like energetic. This is the way that your soul is talking to you. This is the theme this week. I have got no idea how some people go through their life without having a very strong soul connection. How on earth can you go through your life without having a really, really strong soul connection? I have got no idea, because without my soul, without being able to tune in to non-physical beings or ask for help and say, I don't know how to do this, please show me how, I think I would be just staggering and flopping all over the place, because we've all got so much to go through. Um, so I'm a guide and I help you when you're going through something, when something's coming up, when how you're navigating life is not working for you, so that we can actually help you get through the situations, get through the circumstances. And you can check in with yourself, you can check in with your soul, and you know exactly how things are so much easier to be navigated, because you're able to ask your soul and say, what do I do about this? Is this true? Is this not true? You've got a friend next to you, and she is so the most powerful part of you. And she's waiting for you to just ask. She's waiting for you to be there and ask for help. I ask the help from the dragons, from my soul, all the time. Um, Yesterday, this is a story I want to tell you. Yesterday, I received a letter in the post. So I took a glance at the letter, and because it was official, I immediately went in. Oh, I immediately went into sort of, my old cellular memory. Things are going on. I can't cope. Don't know how to do with this. I started to panic. And I just thought, gosh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And I caught myself and I allowed myself to see that this was the survival mind. This was the mind that was just calling and aching and wanting you to go into drama to sort of keep you where you are, because I'm growing, I'm evolving, and I don't want to be stuck in this. So I speak to my mind, and my mind has a name, and I call her Mavis, because Mavis is a worrywart and she worries all the time, and she pushes you and she wants you to stay where you are, and she's like, no, 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 don't do that, and she pushes you to just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, the same actions. If you keep doing the same thing, you're going to keep getting the same result. So I speak to Mavis and I say, thank you very much, Mavis, for, looking after me. I hear you, but I am going to call in extra powers to deal with this, because this is just too big for me to deal with. And the point of this evolution is we are being highlighted things that there's no way we could deal with all on our own anymore. We have to bring in our spiritual side. We have to bring in that side and be able to manifest, create, deal with, navigate through. And this is what the dragons have taught me over the last, what, how long have I known them? Like 10 years since they came in. I was only dealing, speaking to my soul, and now I'm speaking to the dragons, and I'm seeing they don't do it for you, but they want you to know that you have the power within you, that you have your soul within you, who is more than capable of stilling your mind, helping you see things and feel things from a different perspective, and taking you that step forward. So I caught my worst fear rising. I spoke to Mavis and I thought, what is this all about? What is it? What's in my cellular memory of what's going on that I need to deal with, that I need to get a hold of, that I need to clear out, I need to surrender to, because this is way bigger than me. So I asked for help to assist and I thanked them for sorting this out. I also did a what I call a spring clean. So whatever it was that I was catching hold of, my worst case scenario, the worst thing that I was possibly thinking that could happen, my fears were rising, going into drama, going into panic. So I did a spring clean on that. Now that is one of the techniques that the dragons have shown me that helps enormously. Just change your mind around, like, okay, what is happening? What's going on here? And you just write it or talk it out to someone, and you just allow that all the way up, and just kind of, and at one point you say something when you're journaling or when you're talking it out loud, and you go, oh, that's what it is, and that's what this is all about. And then now the thing is, if you haven't done that, if you're not doing these particular techniques, that will just stay in your cellular memory, and your soul will never get closure on it. You'll never get to the end of it. It'll just keep on going and going and going and going and going. So once I'd calmed myself, done my spring clean, journaled it all out, understood what it was all about, I was like, oh, right, that's what it is. Then I'm asking for help. Okay, you know how to do this. Please show me how. And I'm surrendering over to my soul. I'm surrendering over to my dragons. And then deep down, I knew when this letter came, I haven't done anything wrong, but you see the patterns and the old cellular memories come up. You start going into panic, and that's a sign for you to sort of say, right, okay, there's something here that wants to be dealt with. There's something in this consciousness that wants to be dealt with. Okay, I need to get down and do this. Um, when this letter came through for me, what I was feeling was, oh my God, I'm going to be slapped. I'm going to be hurt. I'm going to be humiliated. I'm going to be shamed. Those were the things that were coming up for me just because I'd received an official letter. But when I felt into the letter, having done a little bit of work to sort of calm myself down, speak to my mind, when I felt into the letter, so I felt into the letter and I asked, is there anything sinister in this letter? And I just got no. So your feelings, and you're going into the letter now, not only the fact that this letter was all in French, so I got the words, and that's what made me panic. But when I really went into the energy of the letter, what's behind the letter, on what's being highlighted here, I was just like, there's nothing sinister here. There's no confusion, there's no contraction. Actually, it's just informing. So at that point, I was able to ring the lady who sent me the letter, very formal. And she confirmed that it was just, no, 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 we're just keeping you up to date on how your situation is. I was like, oh, right, okay, yeah, there we go. So I cleared this energy within half an hour. Now, previously, I probably would have put that letter away and I would not have looked at it. Have you ever had those times when you don't want to look at your bank statements, when you don't want to look at things, when you don't want to look at your relationships, when you don't want to look at your health, when you don't want to look at things, and you sort of put it to one side rather than being able to know how you navigate your way through this? So what happens also for me is, because I'm so bonded and entwined with my soul, she'll often say, and I'll often hear it from the dragons as well, stop. That is such an earth issue. All you need to do is look at it from a different angle. Seriously, I have no idea how you are dealing with things when they crop up, because they will be. You will be having all sorts of things crop up that will just, spike your ego, and your mind will be running rampage. Your cellular memory will be just popping off all sorts of things that are still held in your deeper subconscious, in your cellular memory, until you attend to that swirl, until you ask for soul guidance, until you until you know how to handle it. So Valerie is one of my clients, and she turns around and she says, to be perfectly honest, Fiona, I mean, I credit the upturn in my finances and the swing in my, the upswing in my relationship, all I hold you wholly responsible for that because I've got absolutely no idea how I would have handled this. I actually think about things so differently now. Yes, things pop up. And instead of crashing and burning for 2 or 3 days, which is what I used to do as well when I started operating in this way, she said it takes me maybe half a day. And I just see that I'm just getting quicker and quicker to sort of sort all of this out. So thank you. I'm so grateful that I know how to master things with grace and ease and how to sort of get around and dance around what's going on for me and being able to face it face on and sort these things out. So if you've got scenarios going on and they're to do with relationship breaks down, having to move house, financial ruin, if that's going on for you, those are the fears that are coming up. Official letters, like it happened for me yesterday, or health. So many people have got health blocks and stops and things in their body. When you listen to them on an energetic level and you ask the questions on an energetic level to your soul, what is this all about? Is this to do with this? Is this to do with that? How do I clear this? How do I need to change to sort this out to get through this? This is when you start to be able to navigate and handle life so smoothly. The dragons are here saying, even right now, they and your soul intervene in certain issues in your life. They intervene. So things pop up that you cannot avoid. You have to look at them. And they highlight the gaps between your earth world, in other words, the earth situations, what goes on for you as a human in your human being, and the spiritual world, and how your soul would look at things and take it from a completely different perspective. It's like, right, okay, we can deal with this, we know how to deal with this, and that's how this works. So the dragons are saying, remind them that the dragons are here to highlight how you start to operate as a soul. How can we surrender? And I often do this, don't I? Just surrender whatever the situation is. Just imagine picking it up as a picture and handing it over to someone, handing it over to your soul, and just saying, do you know what? Teach me how to go through this because this is just too big for me. And this is what this is all about. This is what July has all been about. This is what this year is all about. How can you get rid of the stuff that's holding you back, holding you down, holding you small, so that you can surrender and start to ask for help? One of the things, as well as, I don't know how to do this, please show me how, that I do is I ask, or I say, thank you so much for sorting out XYZ situation for me. That feels so much better. Thank you so much. This work that we are doing on this level, when we're operating from your soul, when we're operating from higher guidance, it's not for your mind. Your mind is going to get snarled up, your mind is going to get confused, your mind is going to get contrary, your mind is going to get mavisy and all worry-warty. It's not for your mind. It is for what's going on in your cells. It's going on for what's going on in your heart. It's what's for going on in your soul, because your soul wants this vessel cleared out of all the worry. So bond with your soul and come and meet us on Manifest with the Dragons. When you're manifesting with the dragons, you understand how to spring clean. You understand how to navigate life. You understand what's going on. You're able to catch yourself much quicker. And there's a huge community of people who are going through all of this, and we do it all together, because it's so sad to think that someone is alone in doing all of this. I've got people that I turn to and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so glad that you're there. You put my head back on straight, because the human got out of sorts. The human couldn't understand it. And of course, it happens that it clears up quicker and quicker and quicker. But I'm also seeing, and I'm helping other people through, when they are hitting their crash and burn in this community, because so many things are not working out and we can't handle it. We don't know what to do. We've forgotten how powerful we are as a soul. So in 12 weeks, you change your perspective of how you look at your situations, how you look at your life. You entwine with your soul. You bring your soul into absolutely everything. And this is manifest with the dragons. So you're saved from all that stress and all that drama. And therefore you alter your frequency and you just you deal with things in a very, very different way. We don't want you crashing and burning. So that is what Manifest with the Dragons is all about. And now I'm going to go on and read about the cards for this week. Every single week we have a theme. Every single week we have four particular messages that come through the dragon cards. The reason dragon cards came through, look, it's rather worn out now, isn't it? We've been doing this for 5 years. But they are so powerful and they are teaching you how to operate in ways that you haven't operated before. Let's just say that. So every week I shuffle the cards, asking the question, what needs to come through for the person who chose number one, or what needs to come through for the person who chose number two? So let's go through and do that now. And let's see what's coming through. Remembering the theme is surrender. Ask for soul guidance. Come through into manifest with the dragons, and I will teach you and I will hold your hand until you are able to do the spring cleans on your own. You're able to understand what's clearing and coming through your body and how to manifest and create in a different way. You're manifesting and creating all the time. It's either if you're concentrating and laser focusing on the worry, or if you are training your brain, reprogramming your brain, recoding yourself to actually focus on what you want instead. And that is a massive message from the dragons. So let's go in and, oops, there we go. First one out, all to do with this particular theme. Thank you. Right, it's upside down. So let's see who it is. Utopia. Utopia is the dragon who is summoning you forward to lift you off the issues, the earth issues that you handle as an earth being. And she's saying, no, I'm going to lift you off and give you a different perspective so that you can see it from a spiritual perspective. You can see it from your soul's perspective and just know exactly who and what you are. So Utopia then, there is support for you in all things. Just ask. Now, isn't that absolutely perfect? When we're asking, when I'm showing you how I ask and how I go through things, because you are not meant to be doing this on your own. So, put my glasses so I can read the small print. So, number 62, there is support in all things. Just ask. Utopia says, and feel into this, don't just hear my voice. There is an urgent need for you to strongly believe right now, a need to step into your new, accepting, evolved self with this new understanding. Holding on to a new, deeper comprehension and taking a leap of faith, there is a new creation for you that is just appearing ahead. It is just around the corner, and it comes from the invisible, imaginary realm to support you. You are the creator and you are supported in all things. And didn't I get the support that I needed yesterday? Can you feel the sensation growing inside of you, how much your soul loves you and wants the very, very best for you? Can you find the feeling in your soul within your body and how your body and mind alter themselves once present and connected to this soul and sovereign state? You are aligned, united. Everything is working out well. With this new evolution of humanity shifting into the new paradigm and ascending into higher frequencies, you get to experience that you are not alone. You have never been alone, and we are always far from leaving you alone. You yourself are the one who can make the change so that you can move past this next awkward situation and then the next with ease and grace. You can just ask and simultaneously adjust your focus of your thoughts and energy, and the support that will be available for you can flood into you. Can you feel and acknowledge that you are supported and that your soul has intervened in your life to set you back on track, to move you forward, to orchestrate the circumstances for your benefit and for your highest good? All to bring you here to where you are now. Thank you so much, Utopia. That is a message that we all need to hear right now when we are struggling to navigate through some of the trickier situations that we get into. Don't forget, Manifest with the Dragons is where you learn how to operate with your soul and listen and tune into the dragons. So we're going to tune in now to card number two. Card number two, again, Tarapa is, oh, and number two flips out already as soon as I go into dragon language. Number nine, a whole new perspective, turn things around 180 degrees with a new story. Number nine from Tara. Tara, as you know, came to me when I was sitting on the beach. Tara came to me when I was sitting on the beach, having done a client reading, and she stepped out of the sea and she sat behind me and she started having a conversation with me. I was like, whoa, what is going on here? And I thought, am I making this up? Until a dog at the other end of the beach was just going frantic. And it would come over and be with me. And I've had this a couple of times when I've been in a park, when I've been doing dragon language and those kind of things. Anyway, this dog raced over to me and sort of scratched my legs and everything because it was just rolling and rolling and rolling and having a whale of a time. Tara moved to the back of me and she was laughing. And of course, we knew exactly why the dog was there, even though the owner was apologizing profusely. So, number nine, a whole new perspective, turn things around 180 degrees with a new story. It's so easy to slip into a numb state and depending on another for direction or following someone else's lead because they seem to have all the answers to what you need and want. Yet you have all the answers within you. If you'd only make a choice to seek them out, to be open and able to listen, and then you become the only one you need to follow and need to depend on from now on. So this is the story that I was telling about when I had a letter arrive that really freaked me out. But then when I calmed down and I did all the steps and I listened into the letter and I kind of went, so what's the energy of the letter? And I was like, there's nothing ominous about this letter at all. Why in my mind, so this is what we're talking about, surrendering and asking for guidance, when you can actually listen into the feelings and the energy of what is coming through. Yet we, the Dragon Clan, see that there is a resistance to your own powerful energy and that you are the creator. There is simply no benefit from having given all your power over to someone else. I was giving my power over to what I thought was in the letter. Letting someone else give you the answers, tell you what to do, even looking yourself for your own best solutions will bring you steadily off course. The love for life and the creative power that emanates from you when you're aligned with your true self as soul has an effect on everyone and everything around you. And this is your true power. If there is resistance to this perspective of being aligned and knowing yourself, then it is coming from your head. And where you have habitually given all of your true power away. Remember the story that I was telling about my mind was going crazy and I talked to my mind, and she's called Mavis because she's a worrywart. So I talked to her and I was kind of like, do you know what? We've got this. It's just a simple pattern that you've not got into for the purpose of your own survival. And it has worked for a while, ignoring those particular worrywart thoughts or what's going on in your cellular memory. The old ways of not trusting your own judgments are now breaking down. And this spell is being lifted off so that you can break through and create your own reality. Now, more and more of you realize that the power lies in each of you as the individual. No doubt your soul will have intervened and given you a powerful nudge, like the letter I got yesterday, for you to take back your own power and change the way that you look at things. And this is exactly what, thank you very much, Tara. You are an amazing, amazing dragon to help us flip out of resistance, to flip our minds. And this is exactly what Valerie was talking about when she said, I hold you wholly responsible for the upturn in my finances, because she started looking at things from a different perspective. And that was what she focused on. And that's why things changed. So again, card number three. Let's see who wants to talk to us now. Let's see who wants to come through. Everything to do with the theme of surrender. Let's see, is it this one? Is it that one? Okay, here we go. That one. The three popped out at the same time, so I asked my soul which one was the most relevant one. So this is card number 7. It's Seraphina. Seraphina, the first dragon that came through to me. Seraphine, the golden dragon, when I met her in the cave, her first words, "You don't know how powerful you are." Meaning that you get to set the stage, you get to set up your day, you get to set up all your own creations. So let's see what card number 7 is. You are the creator. You are creating all of the time. So no matter what you're focusing on, you can focus on the worry, you can focus on the fear, and that's what you will then create. If you focus on everything's all right, everything's working out well for me, and all those kind of thoughts, then of course things start working out much better for you. What if you could change that around and just start thinking positively for a change? Your quest for the life you seek, with all of the strange and beautiful possibilities, is now openly received to understand your part in all of that. Dare you recognize that you created your current reality and what is around you today? To see you open up to the knowledge that you are your own creator would be a joy. That would be like a light going on. And that's what we meant, that you are creating all of the time, depending on what stories you're telling yourself, what's trapped in your subconscious, and what you keep burying because you don't want to deal with it. If you can see, if you can see the creation that you have created for yourself, by yourself, that is truly a beautiful realization and the ultimate responsibility. And it's time to do some work on it. At the same time, if you can see the evidence of what you have created and know that it's not ideal, then you also know how you can turn that around 180 degrees from head to toe, from back to front. When you do know this, then that is the evidence that you've been seeking. This is the proof you need that you are the creator. All of the problems you face, the struggles, and nothing more than the thoughts you had, the energy you gave them, and the intention that you had at some point, and where you were putting your focus. I can't say it any clearer than how she has put that there. All these dragon messages came through to me in an interview with a dragon, which is now becoming a book. And all the interviews and my channeling are being transcribed so that you can hear how the dragons want you to operate moving forwards in life and stop going back into the old ways of being the worrywart and focusing on all the bad stuff that could happen, which is you making it happen because you're focusing on it. Thank you very much, Seraphina. As always, a brilliant, brilliant way to let us know how powerful we are. Within Manifest with the Dragons, you do find out quite how powerful you are and also how you get to change your focus, strengthening it, practicing it. And I will read into you and I will channel what's going on for you because we will feel what's going on in your body. So we are going to call in now the fourth message from the dragons for the week ahead, the 21st of July, the week ahead. And let's see what needs to be released. Let's see what needs to be understood for anybody who chose card number 4. Or you can choose all 4 of them because massively the messages need to come through. You need to listen to these on a regular basis so that you allow yourself to know that you're tuning into the energy. You're calling in the dragons. As you listen to me every single week, you are calling in your own dragons. So let's see what card comes out for number 4. Is it this one or this one? Wow. Okay, so it's Tara again. Tara number 15. Whoa. Okay. So card number 4 this week is Tara. Again, the beautiful blue sea green dragon. She has 2 different colors that she's flipping between all the time, blue and green. So she's showing you, you get to flip out of your own resistance. You get to choose the state that you want to be in and what you want to focus on. Her message here is the evolution is the revolution of mastering your own feelings. Now, what I'm understanding more and more and more is this particular evolution of you into the next level soul is all about how you master your feelings. The dragons are listening and watching your feelings. That's the language that they speak, your feelings, your frequency. So it's not the words that you say, the mantras, or what you're asking for. They're like, how can you embody that? How can you be the feeling of what it is that you want to experience? And let's see what she has to say here. There is a temptation to take this shift in evolution of mastering your feelings as tremendously serious. Take care to notice whatever the situation and find yourself as the observer and allow a glimmer of humor woven into each of the situations. Your evolution as a population on the planet at this specific time, that we, the dragons, are here to assist with, is to experience the full transition into the next paradigm. And it is a revolution and a shift into knowing that you are safe to feel. Becoming a sensitive, knowing, intuitive, consciously aware, multisensory soul and human being. It is considered to be a big step. However, how would it be to consider this to be so much more fun? Can you see it as a game that you can be playing after all, rather than thinking it's so serious? Oh, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. Oh, how do I get out of this? Because then you're staying in the fear and you're staying in the drama. The revolution of allowing your feelings to flow and infiltrate you is an ancient, instinctive knowledge. And you have a simple and easy access to all of this. This knowledge is actively being used, and you being used and being used by people who are in touch with the land, who communicate with interspecies and with animals and plants, who read the stars, who can predict changes and locate the lost. Tribes people and native clans have the innate knowing and sensual life skills that tap into and read energy and into the sensitive vibrations of frequency, transferred images, sounds, and all across your senses. You have your own sensitivity, just needs to be activated, and this is existing, learning, present, and accessible in your soul. For so many previous lifetimes, your soul has been doing this with you, and she's reminding you exactly who you are now to do that. Locked away in your soul that just needs to be reignited. And that's exactly what we do in Manifest with the Dragons. We reignite you connected with your soul. It makes for a simpler and very colourful life, rather than the struggle of remaining in the shades of grey and the dramas and all the rest of it, and accepting what you believe is all that's available for you. With all the mediocre, mundane obligations of living in a monochrome survival average life and a very narrow bandwidth of life, fighting to desire, survive and being so serious. However, you could be stepping into your imagination, altering your focus, and start manifesting things working out really, really well for you when you are tapping into your soul, which is what the dragons want you to do, using your feelings and using some of the exercises I was even just talking about today, like spring cleaning, just getting rid of what it is that's coming to the surface for you. So this was Tara. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for tuning into the dragons this week, because there is so much information, there is so much joy that they want to share with you and help you live a life that you were meant to live as the creator of your own path, of your own existence. This is a path that we're all available for, and it is a path less traveled. And the more people who travel this path, the easier and easier it gets to help your children travel in this path, to help your colleagues, your partner, and your family to travel on this path, because they're just not open to the playfulness of being able to manifest things. So think about what some of your worst scenarios are. Think about what's maybe, caught up in your cellular memory. When these dramas and things show up, they could show up physically, they could show up mentally with worry and stress, they could show up in your finances, they could show up in your relationships, arguments and separations and needing to move house and all that kind of thing. What is it that's showing up for you? My name is Fiona Robertson. I'm here to be a guide to you to get a close bond and connection to understand your soul, how you ask questions, how you move forward, how you call in the dragons, so that we are moving forward and feeling our way forwards. So remember what I was doing with the letter. Is this letter? No, no, it's not sinister at all. What's the energy of this letter? It's okay. I've got it. You've got this, Fiona. So that's how we're moving through. We're using the energy. We're feeling into the energy. Shall I go to this party this weekend? No, don't go. Shall I sell this to this person? Yes or no? Shall I buy this car? Shall I buy the other car? Shall I move to this house? Shall I wait? Am I still in the waiting process? Yes, you are. These are the questions that I help you to sort of navigate your way through and how to really build up a very strong story of what you want to focus on next. And that is what I am, and that is who I do, helping you find out who and what you are on the inside because your soul already knows exactly what to do. So, thank you very much for being here, and thank you for picking a card. And let me know how you get on with surrendering this week to this whole journey that was just meant to be a delicious, delicious experience for you.